I have two questions. And the first one, I feel I'm on the brink of the clarification of, because after the break, I realized a pattern that I've had, which was I want to try to fix things. And I think that's underlying my question, which
Let's chew there for just a little bit, because it is a human tendency to want to fix things for very good reasons. You like things to be nice, but when you want to fix conditions so that you can respond to conditions, there's a lot of fixing that has to happen. There's a lot easier way, isn't there?
Totally. So what comes from that is the idea of the role of our subconscious with beliefs and...
Wait, say it more clearly and get ready to be pounced on.
Which is why I want to ask this, because I know belief is just the active thought that we're having. And I guess the question is, as sometimes...
The question is, how active is a subconscious thought? Not.
Right. So then in that sense, because part of the question is, our emotions, do they have the potential to be stored within our bodies? Because I think...
No.
So then when healers say, let's go to your childhood, whatever, and something gets brought up, where was that vibration?
Anything that you focus upon can get more, becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. If you say, I feel broken, and you go to someone who's going to fix you, then they're looking for a broken point upon which they can focus so that the broken point gets big enough that they can address it. And we say, that's like saying, I'd like to be up there. And so someone says, all right, well, let's dig a really deep hole and get in it. And after we're down there in a really, 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 really deep hole, then we'll climb out of the hole and we'll climb up there. And you want to say, or couldn't we just start from where we are and head to where we want to go?
Yes. And I think I was wanting to bridge that gap to give myself that permission.
This is the reason that we understand why people want to do that ridiculous thing. We started to say there's some validity to it, but what we really want to say is we get why people want to do that. When you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. And so for some, if there's something that you want, but you can't touch it, they've learned that if they poke at the negative end of that stick, the stick gets activated. But it is such a difficult way of going about it. Did that make some sense? Let us say this to you. We want to say this in an attitude of soothing and in an attitude of understanding and in an attitude of helping you let yourself off the hook about where you might be. You are where you are. You are where you are, and that's okay. Your inner being adores where you are. You are where you are. You are where you are. And so if you are under the influence of something other than source energy, which is easy to understand, most people are mostly there. So if you are under the influence of something other than your true connection, you are where you are. And so we've written many, many books with many, many processes about how to make yourself feel better when you are where you are. You are where you are. We're just always wanting to help you to improve your point of attraction as best you can. Really, if we could have our absolute way with you and you found yourself consciously aware that you were in a place of negative emotion, our encouragement to you would be, go to bed. We said that to Esther the other day. You're in a tailspin, go to bed. Don't try to fix this from here. The fix is going to get really, really bad. The fix, from where you are, the fix is going to keep you up all night long. Like a dog on a bone. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to figure this out. I am going to figure this out from where I am. You're going to figure it out, but you're going to figure it out into a bigger problem. And the best thing that happens when you do that and 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 it gets bigger and bigger and badder and badder and bigger and bigger and badder and badder and bigger and bigger and badder and badder, you know what you come to? I give up. I can't get there from there. I give up. This is not how the laws of the universe work.
So I had an experience where I did a breath workshop. And during the workshop, it was kind of this certain breathing technique, and they did it to the chakras. And when it got to the second chakra, out of nowhere, some emotions and things started to pull up. And there was this sense of, oh, I think I can trace that to a childhood thing, but I'm just continuing through it. And by the end of the workshop, I felt really, really good. I felt very clear, and I felt like, in a sense, I had to release something. And that's, I think, in some ways...
But here's the thing that we want to ask you. based upon something that we know. So this may feel like a leading question to you, because it absolutely is. Really? Do you really believe that you can find something that, under what influence are you? Under what influence do you think you might be for information about something that was a trauma in your childhood? Where do you think that's coming from? What influence? You think your inner being's going to bring you that information? You think you're under the influence of source energy, who's focused right on where you are and right on everything you want, and is showing you the path of least resistance to all of that? Do you think when you find that you are under the influence of your source energy?
Well, I would say no, but what's so
Absolutely
interesting...
not. So then our next question is, and we'll hear you out fully on this. So then our next question is, you find it, and so our question to you is this, given the laws as we know them to be. If you find something that was traumatic, and you focus upon it, and you focus upon it, what happens to it? Does it get bigger? But in this case, did it get bigger or did it get smaller? You said you felt
Cleared.
relief.
Yes, definitely.
Clearer meaning, but...
Grounded, release, relief, absolutely, by the end.
And then, has it ever come up since?
Those general feelings, I would say less. But I would say to an extent, like a worthiness or something, which has been bridged here so much.
Don't jump too far too fast from this. In other words, stay focused with us here for a little bit, because what we're asking you to recall, since you recall enough of it that you wanted to talk about it, what we're asking you to recall is, in that breath work that you were doing, you see, law of attraction says that whatever you're focused upon is going to get bigger. Our question to you is, what got bigger? Your sense of well-being or the trauma that you focused upon? What got bigger? Your sense of well-being or the trauma that you were focused upon?
My sense of well-being by the end.
So the therapy, or wherever you were being guided toward the solution. When you're looking for the fix, that's different than looking for the problem. And so, is that all clear to you? Because we sort of took you down a rabbit hole and brought you back out of it again. Whatever you're focused upon will get bigger. And so that sounds like if we focus upon a problem, it will get bigger, which is absolutely accurate, unless you were focused upon the solution. And since you were doing breath work, you were focused upon the solution. That's why you felt the sting of it, but then it got lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. That's good work.